Hi everyone, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Friday the 1st of May 2020. Thank you for joining me. I'm using the Thoth deck again for today's reading because I used them yesterday and I really like this deck. So these daily tarot readings, if this is the first one you've ever watched, welcome. I do these every day and I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds because I've been doing these for years and I love doing them. It's an absolute privilege doing them here on YouTube for all you strangers out there who I don't know and who I might never meet. Isn't it great that, well, for me, it's great knowing that I've crossed paths with people who I will never meet in real life. It's really a lovely feeling. Okay, this card is for, not this card, but these cards instead. This deck and this reading is for all signs of the zodiac. It's for everyone who watches. And the law of attraction is at work. So you can never pull the wrong card. Got the Fool in reverse. We have the Prince of Discs in reverse. And then we have the Magician. We had him yesterday, but he's turned around now. Interesting. So let's have a look at what this means. The Fool is the first card and the last card of the Major Arcana. There are 21 cards in the Major Arcana. That's the first 21 cards out of a 78 card deck. And the Major Arcana are the archetypes. So true love, pain, homesickness, overcoming, all those things. Minor Arcana cards are more about temporary circumstances and how you can overcome them. And court cards can be people, or it can be as a really specific energy of a person. So here we have the Fool, and the Fool is 0, and it's before you even get an idea, it's that nothing place where you're like, you know, that sleeping sheep state where you're just like zoned out and looking at the corner window and like, you just kind of space out. And then suddenly something snaps you back to reality, or something snaps you into existence so that you focus yourself and you become conscious, and then off you go. So that's what the Fool really is. The Fool is, let's see, the Thoth deck is really a deck that I respect. The guy who did it, he got this woman who draw these cards, and it's the one deck that didn't really stick to the original right away, it's really put a lot of different meaning into this. It's Aleister Crowley, and I can't remember the woman. So we've got the Dove of Peace there. Got a butterfly, which is transformation. We've got the Caduceus, which is healing. We've got a tiger gnawing at his thigh, so it's power. Then we have this flower here under a sun, which is in his or hers kind of root chakra section here. So the sun ought to be up here. Usually it's the solar plexus. It's in your torso. So the fact that it's down here would think that you kind of, in this deck, for me at least, we've got a crocodile gnawing there. We've got this gnawing. So there's a sense of like, down here, it's about the mouth. And here we've got these two people intertwined. So this is about sex, I think. It's about really connecting with other people. And this part is about the self and transforming and healing the self and abundance within the self. And, oh, there are two hands holding the Fool. Look. Oh, no. He's holding he's holding a diamond and a flame. So he's unconscious and conscious at the same time. So you may be just daydreaming, but you're unconscious that you're daydreaming, and a wonderful idea can come in. Because it's in reverse, I think the physical part of this is going to be really strong. I think you're going to feel like you're in control and the sun is shining, and you really want to kind of do things in a practical way, find a physical outlet for ideas, feelings, thoughts, frustrations, joys. It's the sense of gnawing at something I get is like a sense of frustration. And it's about kind of untangling and getting. And that sun gives you the power to transform. So by looking away from the physical stuff and instead looking at yourself, how you can transform and turn into a butterfly, the physical stuff will follow. The Prince of Discs is next. And this is, you can see the giant bull Taurus and the prince using this heavy, heavy chariot to be pulled forward. He's got this very, very black and white kind of scientific way of analyzing the world. And he's the be-all and end-all, and the Pope with wings, not the Pope, the Taurus, the wildebeest up here with wings. So Taurus is everything in this card, and it's the earth, it's work, it's the physical, the tangible, it's war, it's progress, it's industry. It's in reverse. So again, you can turn your back on the physical. And it's interesting that the two things that are most bullish and most sexual are the cards are upside down and they're headlined. And then they end with the magician, who can really create whatever it is he wants. So what are your desires? You're able to act them out today. I want to do whatever. Yeah, it's a great day. And it's the 1st of May, which really, that's interesting with the Taurus energy everywhere. Well, just in this card really, but all this physical earthy stuff. May is about Taurus. It's about the Northern Hemisphere, and it's about life coming back into the world, new ideas forming, being able to think about those before you run off and immediately take action. 1 follows 0, I would say. After 0 is 1. So you bypass the whole physical process and you come up with an amazing idea that doesn't come from anyone else. Look at this. It's the south node of the moon. Oh my goodness, like in astrology. So it's about past lifetimes. It's about where you've come from, and it's about reclaiming all of that power. So you're already the healer. You're rolling yourself backwards now as a butterfly, becoming a caterpillar, and then turning into the dove of peace and going back into this cycle which never ends. And look, there's a heart shape right there. So you get in touch with love again. You circle around your own identity. That's what the card says. It's a circle around the sun, which is the center of our solar system. Not in a practical way, but by using strict rules to look back, to take stock, not to go charging forward like a tank, like a bulldozer. The Taurus is going to thank you, the steer or the bull, for not having to schlep this huge steel thing. It looks incredibly heavy. And like I said, you're able to hop over the whole physical stuff and really feel liberated. I love this card. And I'm so glad that it's come up 2 days in a row, because the Magician is really the one card that tells us that we are the ones who are able to make everything happen. We've got Mercury here, the communication planet, and a Hebrew symbol. If one of you guys knows what this Hebrew symbol is, please leave it in the comment section. I'd really know what that is. I would really like to know what that is. And the Magician, called the Magus or the Magus, I don't know how to pronounce it. Magus sounds a bit better. I'm German, that's my excuse. It's yellow and blue. And the dove here is, I spoke about it yesterday, is this spiritual message, this epiphany which occurs, 0. So that's what we have here, giant 0, a naught. And here we have a circle, a yellow circle, encompassing this spiritual symbol. So it reminds me of the picture where man is sitting with holding out his hand and God is touching it or reaching towards it. And, you know, the super famous picture. And God is in this cloud that's in the shape of a brain. And it's that idea that all things which we thought are beyond us and spiritual and very lofty are actually not. There's something that come from our connections with ourselves. And you can call that's the problem with religion, I found, because it put me off real religions, real spirituality for so long. I had to work my way through all this super, totally nonsensical Christian fundamentalist garbage till I got to some genuine kind of connection, because there's so much misunderstanding and miscommunication about simply connecting with yourself. And that is what it is to have a connection with your higher self, your higher power. It's as long as you realize that there's more to you. As long as you're willing to say, there may be more to me than this body. As long as you say that, you've already won. Because the universe wants you to wake up. It wants you to progress. That's what the magician is all about. That's what happens with an idea. An idea could also just unravel, and all of these wheels, these zeros, could just flop down and just disappear, right? But they're not. They're turning into something. So it's about taking what your identity is internally and acting on your will and deciding what you're going to do over the next day. And because it's a reading for the first day of the month, I also think it's really a great sign that you have a lot of control over what you decide to create this month. Are you going to put your heart into the art, or are you going to put the transformation into your contract, or are you going to try and heal the financial situation? You're able to think about it, like I said, not storm off and immediately run and do it, but you're revving your wheels, you're being informed today. Either the information hits today, you receive it. Look at this south node, it's like a cup. And that cup, if you pour water in there, it'll stay in there. It's got weird little brown balls there. We need to cover those up anyway. And that will be full. So it's about letting yourself receive this information. Imagine like this Prince of Discs being the knight, by the way. They're always extreme. So because he's in reverse, he's galloped off, and he's galloped off like that and into your head. Boom, 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 boom. And he lands and he gives you, imagine the Taurus as turning into this little dove. So all this power from your past lives and all of that is zip-drived into this tiny little thing. It's always in your system. It's always something you remember. And you put it back on the wheel of your life, always moving forward, always changing, always transforming. And you're able to look at specifics in the sense that you have control over your life. There's nothing more depressing than feeling impotent, feeling like you're powerless. I don't have control over this situation. I'll just have to make do with what I get. Or I can't talk to anyone I like. I can't make my own decisions. I'm not entitled to my own opinions. I feel really traumatized. So when I react, I overreact, and then I beat myself up about it. On and on and on. We can really just spin ourselves out. And rather than doing that, let the good stuff come in to your mind. Think about it. I would rev my wheels before I drive off. I drive off tomorrow on May the 2nd. Oh, and the interesting thing that because this is the first reading of the month, we have something really significant happening in May. So check out your horoscopes for each sign of the zodiac for May. Venus, the planet of love and beauty and the ruler of Taurus, goes retrograde from the 13th of May until the end of June 26th. Either 24th or 26th. I've put it in the monthly horoscopes. So Venus retrograde doesn't happen every year, and it's really, really important. I can't stress how important that is. So have a look at the video for your sun sign first, then for your rising, and if you want more info, which possibly, then for your moon third, okay? Your sun is your identity, the moon, how you feel, the rising is your, well, we could talk about that. Numbers, 0, chord card is 1, another 1. 1 and 2 is a relationship, first of all. So the relationship between the unmanifest and the manifest. The relationship between thinking, receiving, and doing. Taking something, having a relationship with it in a positive way so that it lifts you up and you're able to translate things into the way you want to see them. There's nothing more satisfying than having an image in your mind and painting it, and it comes out even better than what you imagined. That's what this is. Ideas will turn out even more fulfilling and more beautiful and more exciting than you expected. So this is really a lovely day. I hope you get some nice messages which really give you hope for the future, and which give you kind of a sense of there's light at the end of the tunnel, and I am going to transform and change and adapt, and I keep going. That's the message I really get. It's just this circle after circle after circle. It's just never ending. And the South Node, which is very much associated with past lifetimes in astrology, we're really looking at something fundamental here. 2 major arcana cards, 1 South Node, which they don't have in other decks. You see, that's why Crowley was so amazing, because he had all this occult information. So the relationship with yourself is really important. The relationship with the world and the relationship with other people, I think. 3 people here after all. So communication with those is also going to get the ball rolling again. So that's really it. Get the ball rolling again. Have a lovely, lovely day. If you would like a personal reading with me, please go to the website gregoryscott.com. And because of this situation we're in at the moment, for the foreseeable future, I'm going to run this discount. It's a coupon code Spring Special, and just look at the caps on that. Make sure you put it in exactly, and you get a quarter off all priority and emergency sessions with me. So if you want to speak to me sooner rather than later, it doesn't cost as much at the moment. I use astrology, tarot, numerology in my readings. So I need your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth to draw up your chart, which tells me everything about you: life purpose, soul mission, drives, love, money, the future. Astrocartography is really useful and interesting where you ought to live. All of those questions can be answered. If you don't have the time of birth, then please order a chart rectification with me. That's a process where I work out your time of birth by taking 10 or more life events. So have a look at the website for that. If you like the reading, as always, then hit subscribe and share it online, and I hope you have a great day.